Hi student teachers, first year mathematics module for second semester with Miss T. Vega. What are we to learn today? Our learning outcomes is to establish the understanding of Luneta, chapters regarding CAP's content area within Learning Unit 2 and of Semester 2. And the second one would be to analyze demonstrated examples of summative assessment questions with answers for Learning Unit 2 of Semester 2 regarding CAP's content area. Textbook needed for this semester will be Luneta, Killen, and CAPS, Department of Education, CAPS. Let's just revive what are we to do second semester Learning Unit 2. Under the concept area of CAPS, the numbers, operation, and relationship, we are expected to go through chapter 23, chapter 24, chapter 25, and just to review, just skim through. It's just real numbers, addition, working with addition, subtraction, and additive thinking, working with multiplication, division, and proportional reasoning, really. Under the content area of pattern, functions, fractions, and algebra, we'll be looking at chapter 26 for space and shape. It's looking at geometric thinking and concepts in grade 5 to 9. Measurements will be consolidating measurement concepts in chapter 27, and data handling is just simply chapter 22. Alrighty, let's get to the example of our summative assessment. First one would be just teaching for deeper understanding. Learners who have deep understanding are able to think flexibly with and about things they understand, and they consider ideas from multiple perspectives, solve complex problems, and arrive in reasoned conclusion, and they use their own initiative to guide and the exploration of knowledge, according to Killen. And you need to write 500 to 600 words of an academic essay in which it describes the importance of encouraging learners to communicate mathematically and to build their metacognitive abilities, as they are important components in building deep understanding. The use of questioning by a teacher to engage learners in mathematical thinking that facilitates deep understanding. That point is the importance of problem solving, generalization, and and justifying as part of teaching process and teaching for deep understanding. Alright, the essay. Alright, the first point was look at the importance of encouraging learners to communicate mathematically and to build their metacognitive abilities as important components in building deep understanding. Introduction. It was inspired by chapter 6 of Luneta and 259 to 250. The introduction states mathematics is a discipline that teaches quantitative language such as more than, less than, or equal to, frequent communication of mathematical terms between peers, and teacher uplifts deep understanding on mathematical ideas, meaning in classroom. So that's a good introduction to see the importance in communicating mathematically to create deep understanding in classroom. Piaget's constructivism theory is initiative construction and generation of meanings. This is all Luneta chapter 15. This process is to completed by interaction of learners, old and new knowledge, individual as an active agent in construction of mathematical meaning based on the prior knowledge and experience, all taken from chapter 15. Still on the first point, the importance of engaging learners in communicating mathematics to build their cognitive abilities as components to building deep understanding. Again, chapter 15, Piaget, constructivism is a learning technique can be implied into teaching mathematics, and it's a learning mechanism that's been used to produce assimilation and accommodation along building the units of stand matter and principles of equilibration and reflective understanding according to Luneta. This is also available in Killen, but Luneta does it. We have to take Luneta. We have to be biased a bit more to Luneta because we are focusing on understanding a little more in maths terms. But Killen says it in simple terms that if you teach a child a new piece of information, a new knowledge, but for you to successfully transfer that knowledge to the child, you need to first look what do they know that's similar to the new topic, so that they'll have a gradual understanding of the new topic, the new knowledge, from the old knowledge, how they interconnect with each other, how they build into each other. For an example, if you're trying to teach a child about, I know this is way off maths, but if you still remember water cycle, before you do water cycle, you need to start explaining what's condensation, freezing, what's really states of change before you get to the bigger picture, which is water cycle. So that's just a small little example of assimilation and accommodation, whereby they learned it from a previous lesson. Now you're building that new information with the old information they already learned. And because there's a flow of understanding between the new and the old, now it's called assimilation, and it's being accommodated by the schema. So your existing schema is mixing with the new information, and so now it's a new schema. So now all of this is just assimilated together, and the old information being a foundation of the new information is accommodation, where the child takes on the new information as part of their knowledge. So that is the schema theory, which is what is being really explained here essentially. Alrighty, still on the first point. This is explaining how schema. Okay, this is psychology. Psychology does explain it in a bit more simpler terms, but it's simply explaining what we just talked about a minute ago. But let's just read it together. Schemata can work for us by helping us acquire knowledge, or against us by distorting or excluding our knowledge. Simulation is a process by which a subject incorporates existing stimulus into existing new. That means, into existing stimulus. Example: the influence of a subject on his environment. Accommodation indicates the process of how the subject's influence is modified and transformed. Whereas assimilation indicates conservation process of how the subject modifies and transforms the object of knowledge. Yeah. So on the first point, Piaget once again, chapter 6, page 97. Piaget encouraged conceptual understanding, which is a learner's interpretation and use of interconnected ideas from the prior knowledge into the existing new information, and helps learners to find solution and present a problem if it's just a presented problem. Okay, whereas procedural understanding is a learner's ability to memorize processes to solve mathematical concepts without interpretation or prior knowledge. Alrighty, this is now Killen, chapter 6, page 97, chapter 15. Oh yeah. Bro. Now we get into the second point. Use of questioning by teacher engage learners in mathematical thinking that facilitates deep understanding. Okay. A non-traditional classroom promotes student engagement and pedagogical models which subconsciously encourage learners to be more responsible for their learning, and researchers conclude their own learning skills through reading, writing, discussion, problem solving, not just listening. But thus, teacher promotes inclusivity also in classroom, according to Killen. That's the benefits of using questioning. Alrighty, still on the second point. Student engagement can be enhanced by multiple remarks. Of course, it can. Remarks on academic learning and critical thinking. Metacognitive questioning, along with group work, has shown proof that helps students' knowledge growth by active involvement. Teachers gain clear understanding of learners' thinking and correspondence by listening to learners' explanation towards context, according to Luneta. Teacher effectiveness and learner success was ensured by self-assessment by the teacher's questioning techniques as vital. Alrighty, and once again, chapter 6, chapter 15, these pages, yeah, you'll find it right there. Still on the use of questioning. This is inquiry teaching strategy. Let me know at the bottom. I have I'm gonna put a tag here, a playlist of different teaching strategies. Do you want me to also make a video on that? Put a comment right below, please. And just to give you a short summary of what inquiry, according to Killen, we say inquiry because it's a form of use of questioning by teacher, right? So inquiry is a teaching strategy can develop a learner's research skills to critically question, which is thinking, presented facts or concepts without assistance of an educational facilitator. In other words, they are in charge of finding out the facts and really finding out if the facts are viable. So they are literally questioning everything. And sometimes it goes to as far as investigating themselves. So the learners discovering knowledge themselves constructs their own meaningful experience, which is low-key Piaget's constructivism of social constructivism. Okay. No. It's actually Piaget's constructivism, normal constructivism of concepts along the existing knowledge, which causes effective learning. Inquiry can also helps reflection for both the learner and where they lack, and teaching methods may need a little help, and if it's effective towards the learner's learning. And inquiry is another form of scaffolding. Scaffolding is when you tease the child with questions. If, let's say, there's there's a topic you have asked the children to find out on, and you ask the children, is it possible that? Why would that? So scaffolding, you are questioning them in finding more answers about the content. Okay, you are indirectly asking them to be involved in their own learning and come back with answers to you to reevaluate. So as a teacher, you tease the learner's deep understandings with questions, and to encourage deeper curiosity on the content topic. Thus develops research skills of the learner and questioning validity of the presented information. Righty, third point right there would be the importance of problem solving, visualization, and justifying as part of teaching process in teaching for deep understanding. Now, teachers with acquired skills to question correctly and effectively at many levels within cognitive domain, such as knowledge, comprehension, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. That is Bloom's basically short description of Bloom's autonomy right there. Okay, are able to discern the range of the learner's thinking, evaluate the knowledge on a mathematical concept, allowing the learner to justify and build the knowledge according to Luneta. Okay, Luneta. So this encourages authentic learning according to Killen, and a good use of questioning by the teacher results in difference between constraining thinking and encourage new ideas. So the fair assessment, according to Bloom's taxonomy, the learner's covered context, and the learner's cognitive development levels as Piaget's theory. Still on the last point, teaching mathematics is better off giving academic engagement with as possible along real life relevance of in other words, it's basically simply saying, if you want your kids to be more interested in your teaching mathematics, you need to relate the mathematic concepts to their real lives. For example, if you're teaching a learner by bringing 8 pieces of cut cake, informing the learners to solve the problems of having 16 learners to eat into a group discussion, how to really solve this problem, what type of process. In a way, you're emphasizing usefulness of mathematics in problem solving in real life, because now the kids are going to want that piece of cake. First of all, there's 8 pieces, there's 16 of them. What should we do? We need to double the number of cakes, so each piece we're gonna half it, is it not? Yeah. So that's the relevance of problem solving, how you can relate the mathematical concepts. Right. Let's have a bit of a recap. We have established an understanding of Luneta chapters regarding CAP's content area within Learning Unit 2 of Semester 2, and we have analyzed, demonstrated example of summative assessment questions with answers of Learning Unit 2, Semester 2 regarding CAP's content area. So, still to come, there's a video that under this channel still teaches you how to plan a lesson, worksheets, and hands-on activity material for your class. So stay tuned. That's also under Miss T. Vega. The title is Grade 4 Lesson Planning with Worksheets and Hands-on Activities with Visual Aids, second semester summative examples with answers. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe, like, comment what you want to see in the channel, what you would love to be covered, and share with your friends. Please do. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a blessed and good life. Bye.